I'm back. 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 I told y'all I was coming back. Hey, you know I was coming back. Hey, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I told y'all I was coming back. Hey, I told y'all I was coming back. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to Regina Soul Section 8 Hood Channel, baby. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you to my new subscribers. And for the ones that are new, on this channel right here, Regina Soul Section 8 Hood, baby, we do talk about Section 8. And today, we're going to talk about why landlords are not accepting the Section 8 voucher. Now, I saw this on this lady's YouTube channel. She was asking that question. Why are the landlords not accepting Section 8? Okay, is it because they aren't getting paid on time, or are they getting paid, or is it because the tenant's doing something of a sort? So I'm here to answer your question. Now, down here in Atlanta, Georgia, listen up now. Now, I keep telling y'all, this is not something that I heard. These are the things that I know, or this is something that I have been through. Now, this particular incident I've never been through. Let's just put that on the table now. Okay, the reason why a lot of landlords are not accepting the Section 8. Now, first of all, a lot of them do accept the Section 8 voucher. A lot of landlords have several properties, like 10 or more. And Section 8 has been good to them. So they do accept the Section 8 voucher. But you know what? A lot of them don't. And the reason why a lot of them don't, they tired of putting up with the bullshit. Now, I can't see it being because they aren't getting paid, because the government pay. And they pay on time. Unless it's holiday that fall, and you're supposed to get paid on that date, but the holiday falls, so you got to wait till after the holiday, and then it's sent out the day after the holiday, so you like waiting 2 days, but you're gonna get paid. The normal cycle is getting paid before the 5th of each month. So with that being said, I can't see them not paying. What reason would they not pay? Now, the reason that they wouldn't pay is because the landlord is not upkeeping the property like it's supposed to be, according to the Section 8 housing standards. So that's one reason why, Section 8 wouldn't pay the landlord. But, the landlord don't like people to come in and tear up their properties. Now, I have mentioned this in maybe my second or third video that I've done. No. And a lot of families have maybe 3 or more kids. The bigger the houses are, the larger your family is. The smaller the houses or apartments or lofts or townhomes or condos or whatever you rent with your Section 8 voucher, the smaller they are, you know what I'm saying? The smaller the family is. So with that being said, these big houses and stuff, and you got 5 children, and if you have small children, they tend to tear up shit. And especially the ones who don't have home training. And you got to keep in mind, a lot of these people that are on the Section 8 program, they're coming from like projects and shit. So with that being said, they tend to live as if they're still living in the projects. You know how they don't, when they go to the dumpster, or they go to the Kirby, the green trash cans that most homes have, but in the apartment complexes and stuff, they go to the dumpsters. They send their kids. The kids don't throw it in the dumpster. They throw it on the ground. The bag is not tied. Sometimes the trash is not in a bag, and they still doing the project ways. even though you took a step up to Section 8 to get you out of the projects, you still live those projects ways. Now, a man came into my inbox and I had did a video about this upcoming community. Very nice, very nice. But some of the people that buy those condos or townhomes or homes or whatever they are, they rent them out on the Section 8 program. So the guy was like, Section 8 people will come in there and tear it up. Why tear up a good residential area? That's what he was saying. But it's a few people that live out there now and they're on the Section 8 program. But guess what? You would never know unless they told you. They get up and go to work just like their neighbors and shit. They come home, they take care of their kids. They pay their bills and shit. You will never know that they're on the program. You feel what I'm saying? And when the inspector comes out to inspect, nobody knows that that's a Section 8 inspector and shit, because of the simple fact when people buy condos, these newly condos and shit, they have inspectors to come out and make sure everything is in the right perspective. So with that being said, I had to let him know that everybody ain't tearing up everybody's property. Just know that. But there are some people who tend not to get out the mode that they was previously in, and they tear them people shit up. You know you don't supposed to put no grease down the sink. You don't supposed to flush tampons, pads, and stuff like that down the toilet stool. You know what I'm saying? If I got my vents are on the floor. When I moved in and the heat wasn't circulating right, the heating and maintenance man went down in my vents, and you wouldn't believe how many toys they pulled out from the previous family that was here. When the man went under the house, you know how the vents go and like this, the air vents and the heating vents, you can go through them like a little tunnel, and in the tunnel were toys. So that's why I wasn't getting heat in the house. And when I tell you every vent in the house had toys in them, the man went in every vent and it had toys in them. These people that own these houses, they don't want to have to come pay people all consistently, because the people that's renting from them on Section 8 and they don't know how to control their kids. They're not, they don't have an upkeeping of their houses. Man, these people want their yards cut and shit. They want their hedges trimmed. They want their house to look presentable when somebody ride by. They don't want a lot of cars in the yard. A lot of toys just thrown all over everywhere. They don't want just miscellaneous shit stacked up here, stacked up there. The yard full with this. You got your boyfriend car parked over here. He working on it, and he got another car. You got a little raggedy ass car. You know what I'm saying? They don't want all that bullshit. And then you got the trash bag that you're supposed to be putting in the Herbie Kirby. You got that sent to the side on the step, which caused rats and rodents and skunks and possums and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then there you go, rats and shit coming in your house, and there go to make the property owner. He got to get somebody out here to kick that. Man, come on. They don't want that shit. They don't want every motherfucking weekend you having a party disturbing all the people around you. Some people go to work on the fucking weekend. Like, y'all do the party every weekend. Them people don't want that. And it tends that a lot of people that are on the program and I don't care where they move to, they still tend to live in that mode that they came from. And that's not what you're supposed to do, because you're taking a step up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people be bashing the Section 8. It's so many people on the Section 8 program of all colors and all races. And it's not like they don't pay rent. Some people pay the damn near all the rent, depending on their finances. You know, the finances that you have to report to the Section 8 yearly. It's like they don't want to be bothered with the police coming out to their property. The alarm keep going off for no apparent reason, because you ain't gave your kids the keypad number, so it keep going off. That's a bill in itself. They don't want all that. So if you are on the Section 8 program and it's hard for you to find somewhere to stay, that's the reason. Let me tell you another thing. I know this man, he has several Section 8 properties, but the thing about it is, when these people, real people, you know, the motherfuckers that ain't bullshitting when it comes to stability and shit, when they get in these properties, they stay there for a while. And that's what the landlords want. They want consistency. They want stability. You know, all of that. They don't want all these different people just swinging that motherfucking door. All these different people on their property. Shit. Who wants that? I wouldn't want that. So the answer to her question that she asked was, why aren't landlords accepting Section 8? And that's the reason why, sweetie. Like I said, I can't see them not accepting it because of the payment cycle. I can't see them not accepting them because of, you know, the standards from the Section 8 Housing Voucher Authority. I can't see them not accepting it for that, because the same standards that they ask for is the same standards that you need to keep your house on the market for rent or for sale. So they would rather not take the rent money from Section 8. Some of them, before they do that, they'll let a family of 5 or 6 come live in a 2-bedroom, because they know them people go to work every day. They're going to pay their rent on time. Their kids in school and after school program. Them people basically come home to eat, take a bath, and go to sleep. Because they working and at school all day. And those are the type of tenants that people want. I don't care what kind of fucking work you do. If you door dashing and lifting and Instacarting all fucking day, that's a job. You get a form for that, where you file your taxes for that. So with that being said, they want somebody that's consistently doing what you're supposed to be doing in the first place. And a lot of our people that are on the program ain't doing it, sis. I'm just telling you, they not doing it. They just hanging out at the house every day, not doing that. A lot of people work every day. A lot of people got their own businesses. People have online stores. But you best to believe me, it's some work with the online store. People think just because you are self-employed, that shit easy. That shit is not easy. That's 2-3 jobs in one. All responsibility. Just think. For instance, McDonald's. Just think McDonald's. You own a McDonald's. You got to do all the jobs. You got to be the manager. You got to be everything. Serve the food, make the food, all of that. You got to do the paperwork, open open the doors, close the doors. That's the same thing with self-employment. Just because a person has a store online, that don't mean they working, baby. They got to load that shit online just like a content creator. They got to put how many of each items they have. Is it small, medium, large, or extra large? How many they got of that? How many colors they got of it? They got to put the picture up there. The pricing, the tax, all of that. So just because a person is self-employed, that ain't mean that they ain't working, baby. Just know that. Let me just put that on the line. Because people think, because you're saying, oh, you self-employed, what you do? You know, they be, like hesitant or iffy about you. Bitch, I do the same thing you do, but I do it all. They would rather, Section 8 would rather have, the landlord would rather have somebody in their house like that than to have a motherfucker that ain't doing nothing but sitting there watching TV all day. Just know that. Ain't even cleaned up or nothing. If the motherfuckers, and just another thing, if the motherfuckers knock on the door right now, half of them house ain't even clean. Half of them house not even clean. The majority of them house ain't even clean. And like my grandma has always told me, you can always tell on the outside of the house exactly what's going on the inside. So if a motherfucker,
I found this on the web.
So if a motherfucker come up to your house and you got all kind of miscellaneous stuff in the yard, it ain't neat, you ain't got the barbecue grill set over there right with the fire pit, you ain't got everything set the table with the chairs and stuff. You just got shit everywhere. You got trash bags here and there. You know your lawn ain't been cut. A motherfucker know what's going on the inside. The same way that motherfucker look on the outside, that's the same way that shit look on the inside. And them landlords don't want that. Just imagine. You had a house. You rented the house out. Did what my landlord used to do. Like every 6 to 8 months, my previous landlord, he had a few houses in the same location. He used to ride around, make sure he ain't got to blow out the roof, and all that stuff. But if need be, that's what he will do. Now just imagine you riding up on your house or your trailer or your tiny home or your loft or condo or townhouses or wherever you reside at. You riding past it just to see if you need to blow the roof, blow the leaves, just that, nothing more. You ain't trying to check on nobody or check nobody or none of that. You just ride by your properties, making sure as far as the weather being changed that the property is good condition. Because if you leave them leaves and that straw on top of that roof of that house, it tends to mess the fucking roof up. And the landlords do not want to consistently keep getting the roof done over. That shit costs thousands of dollars. They don't want to be bothered with that. So imagine you pass by your shit and your shit look like that. You don't want to be bothered with it. And that's why a lot of landlords don't want to be bothered with it. Now, when you get on the Section 8, what happened when I got on it, you have to go to a class. And they explain this stuff to you. You got to keep your yard up just unless it's on the paper that is a part of what the landlord does. But you got to keep your grass cut, you around your house clean, welcoming, homey looking, or just clean. Sweep your porch. You got an apartment, man. Let me tell you something. When I stayed in an apartment, I swept the whole steps down, put the bleach out and everything. If my neighbor stayed next door, I swept in front of their door and everything. Picked up the trash in front of the building. You know what I'm saying? Because I I want my shit when a motherfucker come to my house to be welcoming. I don't want a motherfucker to get out the car and say, well, god damn. You know? And that's the way the landlords be feeling sometimes when they drive up to their houses. And the people that's in the houses be on Section 8. And they don't want that. They don't want every time they ride by the house you having a party. They don't want every time. No, they ain't even got to ride by the house. Let me tell you something. Neighbors. Them neighbors don't like it. Like, I had a party once a fucking year. In the 10 years that I stayed in my previous home, I had, maybe 5 parties with the cars going up and down the street and stuff. But it wasn't something that I did every weekend. Every weekend. A lot of y'all be having parties. I'm talking about the ones that's based on income. And, you know, some of them have free rent. So they have nothing else to do with their money. So let's have a party. Let's get high. Let's invite everybody over. All that shit. Some people do that shit daily. You know what I'm saying? And the neighbors, they don't want that either, goddammit. So they'll find out. You know, it's easy. It be public record, the address of houses and shit. And they'll get these people number and they'll let these people know what's going on. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. And they'll let these people know what's going on. And that thing, you know, your landlord at your door, because all your shit fucked up. You just had a party, you ain't pick up the bill cancel then. Like, stuff like that. You just had a party, but you didn't have sense enough to close the party down at a certain hour. Your party ended at 5:30 in the morning. These people getting up and getting ready for church. But they ain't even slept because of your party all night. Like, this what the landlord, them do not want. And that's why they were, like, just what the man said. God damn it. Just what the man said. Don't go in these nice neighborhoods and you're on the program and everybody in the goddamn neighborhood can tell that you the motherfucker on the program. Who does that? So I'm answering your question, sis. That's exactly what it is. And I've said this before. I don't care where you live, but it's how you live. You can live in a motherfucking, because I done lived in a lot of motherfuckings, just some motherfuckings. Just, I got to lay my head and have my children somewhere to stay. Just let's put it that way. So, but I kept it clean. And it smelled good. When you came up the steps, you smelled bleach and shit. You know what I'm saying? Probably put a flower pot out there with some flowers in it. Had a little ringy thing hanging up, the wind chime and shit. You know what I'm saying? Some inviting shit. I don't care where you stay. Just keep it clean and inviting. And a lot of us do not do that. And then you wonder why the management want to put your motherfucking ass out. Or the landlord. Because every time they come down your hallway, your shit fucked up. All kinds, it stink. You know, all kinds of stuff like that. And I knew, let me tell you, back in the day, they would put the whole fucking building out. In Central Methodist, baby, if your shit wasn't clean, everybody's shit wasn't clean, they would put the whole motherfucking building out. Back in the day. So now when you go in the apartment complex, trash everywhere, trash, somebody ain't doing their job, trash every day. But it start when you send them children out there to that trash can. Even when you stay in the house, y'all send y'all children out there to that Herbie. Y'all send y'all children out there and they don't even put the whole goddamn bag trash every goddamn well. You know, and then why don't you take the time and buy some trash bags where you can tie them up, and when you throw them in the trash, all the trash go in the Herbie or the dumpster and not on the fucking street. Them landlords don't want that. Just imagine. You ain't when the dumpster man come and he dump your shit in, paper fly everywhere. Cause you ain't got your shit in no bag, tied up. So there go the paper all down in the community. You feel what I'm saying? And the landlord don't want that. So that means that you're still in the mode from when you stayed in the projects. And even in the projects, I kept my motherfucking door swept and a reef on my door. So what are we doing? That's what they doing. But it's a lot of them, they clean. Like moi, they go to work. Get up, go to work. Have some business about themselves. Whether they working, going to school, or self-employed. Have some business about themselves. Their surroundings in their house are clean and neat. Smell good. Inviting. Humble. But a lot of them, boy, with shit. Before you hit the door, you hear, you smell the funk, and you hear all the music so loud, all the people, motherfucker. And then they be watching you. Once they find out that you're in that same mode that you was in when you was in the projects, they go to watching you on the regular. They go to ride by your house on the regular just to see if the neighbor's really telling the truth. Next thing you know, you got a note on your door, sweetie. It's time to go. And you got to keep in mind that you are under Section 8 program, the HUD program, Habitat for Housing, market rent. You under the government rules and regulations. So you got to follow the government rules and regulations. And when you are not following the rules and government regulation, you can easily get evicted. So with that being said, that's the answer to your question, sis. And I'll be back. Peace.